tabletop role-playing news. We aim to amuse and we aim to enthuse. And Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG
Hello, and welcome to Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG talk. I am Russ, aka Morris, or Morris, aka Russ, and with me this week is
PJ Copy from the Southampton Guild of Role Players, also from Homebrew and Hacking TTRPG Design. Russ, as ever, it is a pleasure to be here. Joining us also, doing a rather good Elsa impression from Frozen, as anyone will be able to see. I could keep on making these references, but you know what? I'm just going to let it go. It's the one. It's the only. It's
me, Jessica from EN Publishing. Hello to everybody watching live. We'll mention at the top of the show, we are, of course, recording this live, as we do, every Friday at 2 p.m. British time or 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Is that the first time we've ever remembered to do that right at the beginning?
No, I think that was one time when we first started.
All right, okay.
You can
Fair
watch
enough.
that on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. And if you go to emworlds.org, you'll find all the links and info there.
Yes. Okay, then. So we've got a lot this week, actually. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 news items. Remember, just after Gen Con, we had a show where there were 20 news items.
Yeah.
And now we've got this week only 5, which is a nice relaxed show. I think that means it will be.
Yeah. Well, that's the way of the news.
Maybe we'll be able to do a deep dive into something about which we know nothing. That's what the people want.
Yes. Well, we did. Someone on the Discord did ask why we hadn't covered the release of Draw Steel, and the honest answer to that was I didn't actually realise it was out yet. It kind of slipped under my radar because I think Daggerheart kind of ate up an awful lot of the sort of bandwidth, the sort of PR bandwidth in the last month or two.
There's been a lot of people desperately trying to find nice things to say about Daggerheart and succeeding, and fair play to them. They know what they want to like, and it's definitely Daggerheart. And all for it. Good for them.
So Draw Steel, I'll try and do a little bit of a dive maybe during the week, and maybe we can cover it next week. So I don't know enough about it to even, as a news item, I can say it's out. You can buy it. Yeah. There you go. I can tell you that. But other than that, I don't know enough about it to go into a deep dive. But I'll try and do a little bit by next week, just so we can at least
preview, but not a review, a preview. More
I've only had little bits. It's quite technically complicated, which
I've heard that, and
that the books and PDFs are being sold separately apparently. And
no, they're not.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because that's what I heard. So I was clearly wrong. Good.
You were. Because you did post on the Discord that it was 190 quid for the books and you didn't get the PDFs. That's not actually true. It's 48 quid for dollars, for the books, and you do get the PDFs. Okay. So that's a very, very, very different scenario to the one that you said.
Well, that's much better.
Exactly. I was being told it was 70 each. It's 100. So $96 for 2 books is an absolute bargain. So there we go. Yeah.
Pricing wise, they're even cheaper than we are. I can't fault them on that at all.
No.
Anyway, this is all.
In the absence of knowing anything about it, I chose not to reveal the piece of information I thought I had, which in fact turned out to be wrong. So there we go.
Yes. But next week, I'll save it for next week. I'll try and do a bit of reading on it for next week, and then we'll talk a little bit about Draw Steel. Bearing in mind that I'm not an expert and I'm probably not going to actually buy it, so it's all going to be based on public information.
Well, if you work for their PR team and want to send us a copy for review,
we know you love watching this podcast.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think I've seen any PR about it, dropping into the news inbox or anything like that. So, that's kind of why it slipped under the radar, because we get all the Critical Role stuff and the Wizard stuff and the Paizo stuff and the Free League stuff and the Modiphius stuff, and we get loads of stuff dropping into the news inbox. But I hadn't seen anything on this.
It is easier to report the news when people tell you about it. When they say, "Hey, we're releasing this book," it's easier for us to say, "This book's coming." So
Anyway.
I haven't even seen stuff on Rascal, so and they get a very in-depth version on Daggerheart, which was okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right. So, shall we talk about some D&D licensed books?
Oh yes, let's.
We've got a few. So do you recall Dragons of the Realms, a colouring book, which we mentioned, I think, last week?
Yes, we did, because I talked
Or the
about
week before?
adult colouring books.
Yeah, it was either last week or the week before. I can't remember when
Yeah.
exactly. But 10 Speed Press, which is the company which produced or is producing that colouring book, that's not the only book they're making.
Oh,
Turns out they've got a little lineup coming up for this coming winter 2025.
Oh, nice. Let's have a look.
So I thought we'd quickly have a quick look. So none of these are actually, rule books for D&D. These are all sort of like licensed associated products, like the colouring book we covered before. But we have these two, which is a player's campaign journal and a Dungeon Master's campaign journal.
yeah.
And
Fans
they're
of the
coming out.
D&D cartoon will be delighted to see that there's a particularly upgraded and kind of, I'd say, Metal Era-esque Venger on the front of the campaign.
Do you
journal.
recognise the art style?
I do not.
Hydro 74, who used to do the alternate covers for D&D books, the ones that appeared in hobby stores.
Nice.
So it looks like 10 Speed Press have tapped Hydro 74 to do the covers of these books.
An excellent choice. No faulting. I mean, I don't think I would buy them, but on the other hand, if I was to receive one, I would be very happy as well, because they are pretty, like, I don't know, is gorgeous the right word, Jessica? They look pretty good. We've got Benja and we've got a Roper.
That's a Roper, on the players one, and Wenger on the DM's one. Yeah,
I do like the art style. They look very swish. So these are just journals, so you take notes in your game. Well, it makes sense it being out in the winter as well, because I guess this is a nice present for your D&D friends or something for your game master to say thank you.
So
as the holiday season is coming up.
It's a little more than just a blank book. We've got prompts, indexes, and templates.
Wow. Okay.
Within these, we have got. Let's see, the DM's one first. We've got prompts, indexes, and templates. From creating challenging monsters to brainstorming intriguing settings, it will help the DM make your D&D experiences easier. A back pocket for holding spell cards, which is quite nice. An elastic enclosure for holding loose sheets.
Yeah, like handouts and stuff,
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And with the player one...
What size are they? Because I was thinking that they looked A5, but now my eyes
A4. I'm pretty sure these are A4. I'm pretty sure these are A4.
Or what's that, letter size, I want to say?
Yeah.
It'll be, like
same size as your D&D books.
Yeah. Well, the player one has prompts, indexes, and templates to help you track party members, NPCs, factions, creatures. So it looks like, it's got a whole load of forms, I guess. And so I haven't seen the inside. I've only seen the description. I'm guessing it's got like not character sheets, but sort of things like character sheets for NPCs and for your fellow party members and for other information that you might come across.
I like the index idea. So in your notes, you can be like, that NPC keeps popping up. When did we last look at them? And if you do have an index to go back and be like, oh yes, it was. And then you notice, hang on, this fellow keeps popping up whenever we're around purple crystals or whatever the link is in your campaign.
Hello. This NPC keeps popping up wherever I am purple crystals.
Wherever we're around purple crystals.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
So it's sort of like almost a Philophax. Keep track of your contacts in your various game worlds.
I like to Philophax. But this is interesting to me. Like when I run, especially for running games, when I run games online, I have like a Google Doc or something I have where I just make a note of where we left it and kind of what happened. So when I come back to it, I know what's going on. But running in person, this might be better because it's something you can have to hand. So straight away, you can just jot down, they went in the direction to what I planned, so I had to make up a load of stuff. This is what I made up.
I'd like to see what's actually inside, how much what these indexes, templates, and things actually look like.
Yeah. How much are they?
They are 25 of those American dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're coming out. These two are coming out November the 18th.
Yeah.
And they're both 192 pages long.
Nice, decent then.
I may be interested in this, Maybe that'll go on my little wish list for the holidays.
It'll be about £18 to £25, depending upon various factors.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they've got art on the back as well. I don't have a picture of the art. I've only got a description of the art on the back.
Oh,
but
pray do tell.
The Dungeon Masters one has Venga there on the front. On the back, it has War Duke, apparently.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
He's the guy with
he's the man with one trouser,
one uncovered leg. That's on. He keeps on propping up. He's got like
and a winged helmet sort of thing.
So he has one exposed leg for like ventilation reasons.
I guess.
So when you fall asleep under the duvet, but you have 1 foot out just to regulate.
Precisely.
I can't do that because the cat. If you have 1 foot out, you're gonna be protected. Yeah. I've learned that the hard way. But anyway, so November for those. But it's not the only thing that 10 Speed Press has coming. Next, we have this. So this is the Warriors and Wizards Compendium.
Okay.
Because my goodness, look at the size of that. That's got to be a mock-up.
I think just as a caveat, I think that's slightly me stretching the image slightly to fit it. I don't think it is quite that thick. Yeah, the image is slightly distorted when I was making the slides, so that's partly my fault.
Okay.
I mean, so what we're saying is it's probably not like on.
It's 272 pages. It's player's handbook size.
Yeah,
but it looks to me like
it looks bigger in that picture. Yeah, I agree.
My illustrated copy of Lord of the Rings, like a couple of years ago, they did that one with the nice white dust jacket and all the pictures inside. And with one of those, you're never afraid of a spider, is all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, this is the Warriors and Wizards Compendium, and that very much, I think, implies the future existence of the Clerics and Rogues Compendium. I think
could be. Yeah.
Seems likely. So this one is coming out November the 4th.
Yeah.
And this one is $26.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So ever so slightly more. So what this is everything you need to know about creating characters. It's from the Young Adventurers Guide series.
Okay. So this is if you're new to D&D and you're like, I want to make a character, but there's a lot of information here and I need some direction.
So inspiration for choosing your character's class and background, guidance on selecting weapons, gear, and magic spells, profiles of 10 playable species, including 3 new types, the Aasimar, Goliath, and Orc, all fully illustrated.
The word new doing a bit of heavy lifting there, but all right.
Well, yeah. Well, new to the core rules, I guess, is what it is.
Fair enough.
Not new to the game, new to the core rule books, I guess.
If you're new to D&D, maybe you've only got your player's handbook, so everything's kind of new, isn't it?
No, all exciting.
Yeah. So this looks like it's designed young fans who are first encountering D&D, just to help them, I guess, make their first characters.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat: is this 2024 or 2014 D&D?
I would assume 2024.
Yeah,
but I do not know.
But remember, listeners, they are the same edition, so
it wouldn't matter. Yes.
Not a new edition. Hold the party line.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 5th edition.
Yeah. Anyway, the next book from 10 Speed Crash.
This
one.
Cute.
Yeah. So for 30 of those US dollars, in March the 31st, 2026, you can buy a 60-page book, full, subtitled, called Crochet, a book of many patterns.
I mean, delightful.
Yeah. Yeah. So this has things like cute owlbear cubs, gloves of missile snaring, a bag of holding, various schools of magic symbols, granny squares, a larger-than-life D20 pillow, all of which you can make yourself.
It must be a gelatinous cube on the cover. It looks so grumpy.
Yes, yeah. I like the mimic, the gelatinous cube. Vecna's hand holding Vecna's eye there. There's obviously a beholder just off the edge because you can just see 3 of its eyes sticking in
Sneaking
there.
around.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
cute.
the owlbear cub.
If you like crochet and you like Dungeons and Dragons creatures, this is made for you.
Yeah.
When is this out?
So this one was March the 31st next year. It's a while, yeah.
Oh, that is why. Okay. I was wondering if that was another one coming out ahead of the holidays, because again, this is the perfect book for somebody you're like, I know a friend with these 2 hobbies. Here, it feels like that sort of.
Well, the November ones are Dragons of the Realms, which was the colouring book, the 2 campaign journals, and the Warriors and Wizards Compendium. They're all in November. And then this crochet book is March the 31st next year.
Yes, for those interested, it says it's got 20 patterns for amigurumi, whatever those are, wearables and household items.
Yeah, 60 pages, this one.
Mm-hmm. And how much was it, did you say?
$30. So it's the most expensive of these books, and also the smallest of these books.
But I don't know how much crochet patterns cost normally, because I'm not in that whole list. So that might just be par for the course that you pay that much for pattern books, because
you can get a fair few online for free. But yeah, these ones are presumably going to be of a guaranteed quality. It looks like a fairly yarn size. Anyway, not that I know too much about crocheting. But...
No, I'm not an expert. Right. Paizo Adventure Paths.
Oh.
Paizo have been doing... they've been doing Adventure Paths for a long time. I mean, how many Adventure Paths do you think Paizo have made in total?
I wouldn't even hazard to guess. Because how long has Paizo Pathfinder been running? Like how many years?
20 years-ish, give or take.
Okay. And they're definitely doing a few a year. So I'm guessing it's like 100, more than 100.
Mm-hmm. You are correct. It is more than 100.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Well, was there probably between... No, I'd say 200.
Yeah, 222. 222 Adventure Paths.
That's many. That's
a very significant number.
That's hours of gaming. So if you hadn't touched that, which I haven't, and we're like, I'm going to get into this, you're sorted for many years to come.
Yeah. I mean, Paizo basically mastered that. It was basically a softcover book a month. There'd be 6 issues per adventure path, and it would just come out like on a conveyor belt. They'd just be coming out, and you'd have a subscription to them normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what was quite clever back in the day, of course, Paizo was making Dragon and Dungeon magazines for Wizards of the Coast, the official D&D magazines. And when they those magazines got closed down by Wizards of the Coast, and Paizo were like, "Oh no, what are we going to do now?" Because that was our biggest breadwinner. And like the Pathfinder role-playing game didn't even exist. This was for 3E D&D at the time, and the first adventure paths, Pathfinder adventure paths, were 3E adventure paths, not Pathfinder adventure paths. The Pathfinder was just the branding of the thing. But they kept the subscriptions, which was very nice for them. I don't know how they managed to get away with that, but they managed to keep the entire customer base of Dragon and Dungeon magazine. Obviously, they had to get people to sort of re-opt in, because you couldn't just suddenly stop sending them Dragon magazine and say, oh, now you're buying Adventure Paths. But they had all those subscribers who they basically contacted, and we're talking tens and tens of thousands of subscribers, basically went to them, look, do you want to just transfer your subscription over to this? And large numbers of them went, yeah, why not? Give it a try.
Yeah.
We liked Dragon magazine. Presumably, you can keep on doing a good quality thing, and they delivered. So
So yeah, 222 Pathfinder adventure paths, most of which are probably 6 issues. Some of them are a little smaller. There were some sort of three or 4 issue ones, but generally 6 issues. Generally went level 1 to 20. Again, some varied, but generally that's what they did.
Yeah.
I played like 3 or 4 of them over the years. Age of Worms, most memorably, we played all the way through over a period of about a year, I think. Levels 1 to 20.
Right.
Although I think that one actually predated. I think that was actually a Dungeon Magazine adventure path for 3E. That was before they actually split. It was still done by Paizo, but it was an earlier one.
I had done one that I thought was was that one where you play as dragons? Was that something different?
No. And Age of Worms there's a deity called Caius, Kyuss, Caius, who's very wormy.
Oh, right.
I'm talking wriggly worms, not dragon worms.
With an O, not a Y. Understood.
Yes. Age of Worms, yes. Not worms, worms.
Yes.
Worms, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's an example of a Pathfinder adventure path, so you get 6 softcover books.
Yeah,
and then let's look at another couple. So,
Yeah. I mean,
Pathfinder adventure.
that looks very sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah.
Soul Smugglers. Shiv.
So, there's big changes coming.
Oh?
Tell us more.
They are going to stop doing these softcover adventure paths.
Oh.
And they're going to switch to a quarterly hardcover.
Okay.
All right. I see. Like, that does sort of make sense because it's going to save a lot of money on printing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 256 pages, each one, quarterly.
And
they'll cost you,
down, presumably?
They'll cost you $80, $79.99.
Is that different from what they would be as, like...
Apparently, if you'd bought the 6 soft covers, it would cost you another 10 on top of that. So you're saving $10 there.
So it's pretty much okay. It's much of a muchness to you as the buyer then.
Yeah. I think it's not quite as many pages, but Paizo has said that doesn't matter because a lot of the adventure paths had repeated information, which they don't need to do in a hardcover. And like the adventure paths all had things like the OGL at the back, like you have to do that like 2 pages 6 times. That's 12 pages just there, which they won't have to do. So basically you're getting pretty much the same content for about $10 cheaper, but in a different format, and it's coming out quarterly.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not somebody that, uses the Pathfinder adventure path thing, so I don't have too much of opinion on it, but it sounds like that seems reasonable enough. Like I still have that same content, it's just in a slightly different format, and I have it quarterly instead of monthly.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, the first 2 of these are going to be Hellbreakers.
Ooh.
And then Hell's Destiny. So they're the 2 adventure paths coming up, which are going to be... The thing for me with this is, fine, it's same value, format is a format. It doesn't actually, make a lot of difference to me. But I kind of feel like the adventure path format was kind of an iconic Paizo thing, and it differentiated them from Wizards of the Coast. And now they're kind of just bringing out... It's kind of like it's going to be the same as a Wizard's adventure now.
I see what you mean, but I think over the 20-year history of Pathfinder has forged its own path, one could say. So I think the game is different enough that they don't need, the differentiator of being format.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's its own thing. I wouldn't say Pathfinder is D&D.
I will also point out that Wizards of the Coast has never released in one book a 1 to 20 adventure path.
True.
Ever.
True.
Sorry, let me rephrase. In 5th edition, Wizards of the Coast under Hasbro has never released a 1 to 20. It's released a couple of books. If you went with Dragon Heist Waterdeep, whatever it's called, and then bunged in Dungeons of the Mad Mage, you could argue that is a 1 to 20, except when I looked at my copy of Dungeons and Masterminds, the final adventure is you just hop from basically 16 to 20 in a wanna.
Right.
Like just
So
single adventure. So
yeah.
That must be overwhelming as a player as well, because when you're at higher levels, you need a bit of time with your new level to figure out your new toys that you've got. Whereas going from 16 to 20, I imagine you've got many toys, and you're like, how do these all work together?
Power overwhelming is a great answer to everything. So yeah,
I mean, the highest
level 9 spells, like just tons of stuff. So many resources, so much power, and that's not
highest I've gone is 15. That's the highest, and we were fighting gods at that point. So
I mean, that sort of level is like, gods.
I mean, that was the level of threat that we needed, because we walk up into town and it's like, yeah, sure. Who's going to fight us?
What I'm interested in, are they going to continue? I don't know, with the subscription. What's going to happen to your subscription?
I mean,
I wonder.
It's a powerful model. I mean, like the downsides, I would say maybe are that because you're not receiving it on a monthly basis, your prep time to get stuff ready is less.
Yeah.
So that does reduce it, and you have to do more reading and so forth. I mean, I do love a good adventure path because I love running games, but sometimes I would just like to sit back and let the book take the strain and do what I do best, which is bringing showmanship and excitement and silly voices rather than having to plot things out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking at their announcement. I'm not seeing, unless I'm missing it, I'm not seeing any sort of mention of what happened subscription-wise there. The standard hardcovers will have a price of $79.99, which they say, which is less than the $89.97 that you paid for the softcovers. Plus your shipping goes down as well, obviously, because you're not paying shipping multiple times.
Yeah, you're probably saving the thick end of like $40-$50. So again, it's a little bit sad that we're losing this iconic model, but I guess it does. Don't you think? I mean, maybe a way to think of it would be like comics, instead of buying like one of the
the zine issues.
Yeah, you just got the compilation edition nowadays. So
I only buy the compilations of the comics that I like, because I just prefer getting the annuals, and
that's pretty much what I do
nice
too.
on my shelf. So.
Same. So for the likes of us, maybe we just don't have that same excitement. But it's a move. It will save people money. So and they are not stopping it; they're keeping going. So that's good. Yeah. I mean, certainly.
And Pathfinder is basically known for its adventures. They're famous for it. They built their reputation, their entire company based on this. So
well, they do solid adventure path. That's what I've heard. I mean, what was that one we played? The Extinction Curse or something? Yeah. That was right.
We played one with a circus. Yes. Al was running it.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Lost track at some point. Anyway.
Right then. So next, we have Modiphius has given us an exclusive look.
What?
And some illustrations. Well, EN World. They're on this site as well. So this is their Fallout role-playing game, which already exists. They've got a New Vegas-themed book coming out for the Fallout role-playing game called Royal Flush. And they sent us some artwork showing some iconic areas from the Las Vegas area. So Royal Flush, there's a storyline which involves a murder in New Reno, which leads to a discovery of a plot to bring war back to the West. And so this book is a whole sort of new region in the Fallout universe. The Sierras is also in there.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have guessed it was Fallout looking at this piece of artwork, which evokes in me feelings of like maybe
Blade Runner. Yeah.
I wouldn't say Blade Runner. which is not bad, but purely because I'm not seeing enough bright neon.
Yeah,
Like,
or maybe a couple of the other images might then. So we also have this one.
that looks
That-
more like the end of the world, as we know.
We're seeing
Yes.
giant green clouds with lightning and people fleeing. So
Like,
yeah,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
got to apologise to Modiphius. Like, no shades intended, but this actually looks to me a lot like how I imagined Eberron. Like, they've got like one of the kingdoms has just basically blown up. And it's supposed to be
right.
like some massive perma cloud of death. That would be pretty much what I imagined as being like on that seventh kingdom or whatever that is just it's just gone, buddy.
Yeah. Is that
But
is that a zombie closest to the camera there? Looks
no,
like a
I think
zombie.
it's just a man who's had a rough life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lived hard. Smokes and drinks a bit too much, perhaps.
You see them walking around easily sometimes too. They are alive.
He's not had the nutrition that he should have. Sometimes.
Yeah. And then finally we got this one, which is definitely quite Vegas-y looking, I think.
Yeah.
It's certainly got and that again actually is a lot more Blade Runner, largely because of the sort of Deckard-like figure in the foreground, clutching his simulant termination device. What's it called? The HO.
I think it says hotel. I think it's hotel. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know.
You might be right. Yes. Yeah. And, those aren't tables. Those are robots. Huh.
Yeah, those are police robots, I think, because they are cops.
Oh, it's two police robots. Gotcha. Right, yes.
I think
Okay.
the picture in the middle of the robot face.
It's two police robots, one behind the other. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I got it. I got it. And it's giving him a ticket.
Yeah. Citing him for something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. It's good art, evocative.
Yeah, so this book, Fallout the Role-Playing Game, Royal Flush, coming out Q4 2025.
That's soon.
Okay.
But soonish, yes.
Yeah.
Well, are we in Q3 yet? When does Q3 start?
Yeah, we're in Q3.
When does that start? July, is it? August.
July, August, September.
Yeah, so we're mid Q3 at the moment.
Q4 would be October, November, December, eh? So
yep.
Yeah, okay. Right then. Next
what else?
on the menu.
Is it something
Chaosium.
delicious?
Do you like calamari?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Cool.
Oh.
Because this is tentacular.
Indeed.
Chaosium has announced a monster book for the basic role-playing system.
Oh, cool.
Yes. That is very chimeric. Not in the sense of a chimera as we'd see it in traditional D&D sense, but in the sense of this thing is made up of a lot of different creatures. What's that? Angel wing, bird wing, bat wing, sort of a
two tails.
Tail. Yeah. I mean, it's giving a certain amount of war dupe, what with one leg covered in something and one leg not.
There's an eyeball and teeth on the hip bone there as well, which is a choice.
Not an ideal place to keep your eyeballs, especially if you keep walking into things.
Wow.
Big shout out to all our ADHD comrades out there. Keep those hips safe.
So anyway, basic role-playing system powers things like Call of Cthulhu.
Yes. And RuneQuest as well, I believe. Yeah.
So it's basically their in-house D100 system.
Yeah.
This book is sort of both enemies and allies for a whole load of different genres, from the distant past up to the modern day.
Yeah.
I don't know an awful lot more about it yet. We've got a couple of pictures. So we've got that one that's clearly like a Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Cthulhu and some Starspawn, I believe they would be, which are like the mini Cthulhus. And a little tugboat that was about to be eaten.
And then we've got what looks like some kind of bony dragons flying around a clock tower.
But the clock tower has some esoteric red markings glowing on it. Maybe some sort of rituals going on up there.
Yeah.
So I'm saying keep out no night gaunts. Always a good shout. Yeah.
So this is designed to go with any of their basic role-playing powered games. So basically, I assume you can use it in Cthulhu and other games that they make as well.
I wonder if the book will have some guidance on making your own, because one thing about basic role-playing is I know a lot of people use it as like a toolkit for creating their own worlds and settings. So it's unlikely that it's unreasonable to expect one monster book to provide something if you've created your own setting.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Reskinning is always the first thing that you go for.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you're like, actually, I have a really clear idea of what I want, and
yeah. I don't know. We'd have to wait and see. Do we know anything about who made it?
Other than Chaosium, no, I don't.
No.
I don't know who specifically wrote it. And oh no, it says right on the cover there. I apologise. It says it right there. Yeah, it says it right there. Let me call up the cover again. There we go. Neil Robinson and Jason Jewell.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. So we do know.
What can I say? The artwork was sufficiently distracting that I didn't read it properly.
You didn't notice the words. Yes.
That's fair.
I mean, it's I mean, if you can get a chance to look at this cover, it's there's a lot of detail and a trident.
Yeah. It's the same as the basic role-playing core rulebook design, but that one's like got a human stretched out, and this is not
like
a human.
Was it Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man sort of thing?
Yes, that's the one. I forgot the name of it, so I was holding back. So thanks, PJ. That's the one.
Yeah. I don't know when this is coming out, other than it's soon. They say coming soon, but they haven't given a date yet.
Does that mean crowdfunding, or are they going straight to...
They haven't mentioned crowdfunding. Doesn't mean it's not, but they haven't actually said it is.
Well,
I think if they say it's coming soon, I'm guessing it's just going to hit retail soon. I don't know, though.
We'll keep you updated, dear listener, as we get more info.
Right, so we're going to circle back now to something that I promised that we would do, and someone told us off for not doing a deep dive into it.
If you recall, Purple Dragon Knights.
We are not going to talk about Purple Dragon. I mean, you're welcome to talk about Purple Dragon Knights if you wish, but that's not what I had in mind.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
Well,
do you recall? A few weeks ago, we reported briefly that the Mutants and Masterminds playtest for 4th edition was out. I mean, it had literally been made available like that day. And we basically said, this thing is out. Don't know much about it. You can go and download it. It will cost you this much. That was basically all we were really able to say at the time.
Yeah.
We did get told off. For not having presented a massive and in-depth comparison about the differences between 3E and 4E.
I do wonder who is doing these comments. Like, I mean, just like, no offense, but surely our regular listeners / viewers know this is a general news podcast. Like we talk about a lot of stuff. Like, and there is literally so much stuff that even with 3 people who have like a wide range of interests between us, we cannot keep up and cannot know it all.
Yeah. Well, I've got some bad news for that person, because this is not going to be an in-depth comparison between 3rd edition and 4th edition. No. Because I haven't played 3rd edition, so I wouldn't know. But I have played 4th edition now.
In fact, I think you ran 4th edition.
I ran 4th edition, the playtest, on Wednesday night.
Nice.
And I thought I'd quickly do a kind of post-session report. Now, this is not going to be an in-depth look at the system and the changes. A million different podcasts, news articles, blogs, YouTube's out there. If that's what you want, it's out there. Go and knock yourself out. That's not what this is. This is just going to be a sort of brief kind of report on my experience of running it the other day.
All right, fully caveated. Tell us all about it.
So bear in mind, I've only played Mutants and Masterminds once before. This was probably 15 plus years ago. It would have been Mutants and Masterminds 1st edition. Barely remember it. Basically, that edition of Mutants and Masterminds was spun off the D&D 3E, the D20 rule set.
Wow, okay.
At the time. I mean, it very, very heavily changed. When I say spun off, it's a lot more heavily, it doesn't have classes and levels, and, it's
like
very different.
like Adventures in Middle-earth uses the 5th edition rule set because people.
I would say even more so than Adventures in Middle-earth.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
warping it beyond all recognition. I mean, it's at this sort of point that if I turn up to
I mean, it's still the D20 system. You still roll a D20, add your modifier, apply it to a target. You know, you still roll initiative at the start of combat. You still, you know, all this sort of stuff is still there.
Yeah,
You're still rolling against someone's armor class. They just don't call it armor class. You're still getting feats. They just call them things like advantages and things. So it's, you know, there's a lot of familiar structure there. It doesn't have hit points, notably, but there's a lot of familiar structure there.
All right, cool.
Oh, that confused the hell out of us. And I got to say in advance, we did it wrong. We did it really, really wrong. There was a lot of us playing this game and going, we're missing something. This isn't working how we think it should work. What are we missing? And we realized near the end of the sort of 3-hour session that we've been doing some fundamental things completely wrong with regards to damage and how characters took damage. Like completely wrong. But hey, that's, you know, you live and you learn, and that's, you know, I learn by doing rather than by reading. So, you know, I now know that because I did it. You see, I made that mistake and now it's in there, locked in my brain.
About 1st edition. So this is 4th edition.
4th edition, the other night. Yeah.
Oh, you made these mistakes about 4th edition.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So, it was interesting because the way I was kind of treating it like a quick start. I was like, right, I've got this playtest document.
Yeah.
It cost me, $18, I think it was. I can't remember, for the PDF. Yeah. Didn't have a physical hard copy because they're not out yet. Because there was some kind of printer issue, I think, that was supposed to come out at Gen Con and didn't, or something like that. But anyway, just had the PDF, which wasn't an ideal start for me because that's quite, you know, sharing and flipping through a PDF on at a busy game table is more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, and I, you know, I'm not going to, you know, while I don't mind if people do that with my books, I'm not going to just send copies of the PDF to all the players because I, you know, I don't feel I have permission to do that. But yeah, but you do have permission to do that with my books if you're running a game, by the way. Or print them out or whatever. But anyway, so I was treating it as a quick start, and I would say it is absolutely not suited for that.
Right.
That is not what it's for. It is for people who played 3rd edition, the previous edition, and are playtesting 4th edition. Very clearly, it is not designed as a quick start for someone coming new to the game. Don't buy it if that is what you're after.
Okay, I mean, it does say it's a playtest rather than a quick start, but I am sort of
exactly. That's not a criticism in any way.
No. I mean, but I would also have had sort of that expectation that if I'm buying a playtest, that it will teach me how to play the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a player's handbook basically for the game. So it does teach you how to really play the game, but not all of the game, not the sort of DM side of it. Well, some of the DM side of it. Anyway, right, let me get into it. I was just trying to contextualize it, so you see where my approach is coming from and why I had the experience that I had. And I want, because I don't want it to feel like, because it's going to be a little negative, unfortunately. But I don't want to feel that's the fault of the playtest. It's because I was using a hammer to do the job of a saw. You know, I was using the wrong tool. This is not a quick start. It wasn't really aimed at me. It was aimed at people who know how to play Mutants and Masterminds and are playtesting the next edition. And that's where some of my difficulties came in. I mean, the first difficulty I ran into immediately is that there is no adventure in there. No adventure at all. So I was like, okay, what do I do now?
That surprises me as a playtest, but anyway, okay.
Yeah. So I had to hunt around, and it took me quite a bit of hunting to find, because I didn't want to buy an adventure after having just bought a playtest. That was just, you know, that was too much for me. So I was looking for a free one, and I did find and it took a bit of hunting because it wasn't that obvious. Green Ronin did have a couple of free Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition adventures. Not 4th edition ones, 3rd edition adventures. One was a Christmas themed one, and one was a Halloween themed one. So I went with the Halloween themed one, which is this one, Monster Mashup. Yeah, Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. So I decided to run that. I mean, It's a 3rd edition adventure, so already I'm running into trouble because I'm looking at stat blocks and they don't match what's in the 4th edition book, and therefore I'm having to convert them myself without really understanding how 3rd edition works, let alone how 4th edition works. So this is the obstacle. Second obstacle. First obstacle was there's no adventure. Second obstacle, I'll buy an adventure, well, got a free adventure, but it's for 3rd edition, and I'm now having to convert it despite not knowing how to play the game. So as you see, it's not.
I feel if we gave Jessica like a 2nd edition classic adventure and said, "Oh, yeah, just run this in 5e," there'd probably be a similar clash of cultures and expectations.
I mean, I'd be able to do that.
I'll
I'd be able
just
to do
make
that off the top of my head, but I'm familiar with D&D. I'm not familiar with Mutants and Mastermind. That's the difference.
It would be a clear I made stuff up opposed to an accurate conversion to 5e if I was running from 2e to 5e.
Yeah.
But I very much do my own thing with adventures anyway. I'm like, this is a jumping off point.
Yeah. So that was obstacle number 2. Obstacle number 1, no adventure. Obstacle number 2, the adventure, get an adventure, but it's only for 3rd edition. Obstacle number 3, then you look at the stat blocks in the book. Use the stat block for the police officer, Mutants and Masterminds Game Master's Guide, page 141. By that it means Mutants and Masterminds Game Master's Guide for 3rd edition. I've got to now buy another book.
Right.
Just to get the stat blocks for this adventure that I've had to get in order to run this playtest. Okay. I now have to get the 3rd edition Mutants and Masterminds rulebook to get the stat blocks for the police officer that it's told me to refer to.
What? How? Sorry, I'm just being... Okay, so the playtest is basically like a playtested player's handbook rather than having anything to actually play test. Is that...
Yes. Yeah, it's a playtest for basically the player's handbook for Mutants and Mastermind, the hero's handbook.
Right. Okay.
So I get where they're coming from.
Rather you than me, Russ, is what I have to say. But my goodness.
Yeah. And
as you can
see, so basically, I'd be trying to run this 3rd edition adventure. This sounds so critical, and I don't mean it to be. Yeah. I totally get that I am using it for a purpose it was not designed for. I get it. This is not a criticism. I'm just trying to describe my experience. That's all. As an entertaining anecdote, rather than a criticism of the game.
This is the car crash that I was in. Would you like to hear more about it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a crunchy game. It is more crunchy than I thought it would be. It's definitely way more crunchy than D&D 5e. I mean, if you just look at this sort of reference here, which is basically Filmland figments, which are some monsters that are in this adventure. This adventure had sort of some creatures coming from the celluloid screen, stepping out of a cinema screen and then fighting the heroes.
Yeah.
They're called Filmland figments.
Yeah, sort of a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but I don't know, more Cthulhu-esque.
So it looks like they're saying use the stat block for the police officer on this, but then I can see at least 8 amendments for it. It's like, but these additional things are also available.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 changes there. And each of those changes has parenthesis with 1 to 3 additional notes. Yeah. So that's 20 odd things on that, crammed into that little thing there, with which you have to amend the police officer stat block.
Looking at this adventure, I'd kind of want to put the Filmland figments in as a stat block on their own.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me being lazy.
If you're going to make all these, I mean, I guess it's for reason of space, but
I guess.
I hate this layout, but I guess if you're, maybe it's just a convention that they come up with. But it says a lot, and I keep on trying to read it and bouncing off.
There's a lot of content there crammed into a small amount of space, and each of those things you kind of have to look up themselves.
Or no.
I mean, strangulation +3, open brackets, close, comma, damage 2, comma, fast grab, comma, improved hold, close brackets. So you've got to know what all those things mean. So I assume if you're playing the game...
From the noose, which for me, I would think that would be strangulation. That's a ranged snare 3.
Yeah. So you've got to look up each of these things. So basically, the players had character sheets. There were 14 or 15 archetypes in the playtest book. There was like the blaster and the mentalist and the I can't remember the others. There were a martial artist, a power suit. You know,
are these the same things as pre-gens?
They're pretty much pre-gens, yeah. Okay. So they're pre-generated characters without names, just sort of like, this is the blaster, you call it what you want. And a little section at the bottom with notes on how you can change it, customize it if you want. But otherwise you can just use it as it is. But basically it is a fairly dense amount of information, which, you know, every entry on it is something you have to look up. It's very rules crunchy in that sense. So you've got on that character sheet, you've got sort of like 15 to 20 things you need to look up to know what that means or what that does.
I mean, this feels like the sort of thing that hypertext was invented for. You know what I mean? Like web pages, or like even tooltips. You go over, it gives you a tooltip for everyone. Yeah. Not readily available in dead tree format though.
So I mean, you know, if you're comfortable with a rules heavy game and you've had, you know, and you're familiar with like the game itself, you probably look at that stat block and it's really easy. You know what fast grab and improved hold are, and what damage 5 means, or what range snare 3 means, all that sort of stuff. You know how it works. You know what hindered, stunning, dying, resisted by fortitude means. You don't have to look it up.
Or at least you know where to look it up in the book.
Yeah.
You might even have a sticky note to help you.
So that was an obstacle that we ran into, that we constantly had to look every single thing up, and that was just a rules familiarity thing. Obviously, if we played a lot of Mutants and Masterminds, obviously we would know what all those things meant or where to find them. It would be a lot faster and smoother. So again, that's not really a criticism. It's just explaining the experience that we had. And one of the things that we did is we completely got how damage works wrong. Completely. So in the book, my first impression of it was there was this sort of diagram where it sort of said you go from hit to, I think it was staggered to incapacitated.
Okay.
Right.
So far, that sounds kind of Savage Worldsy to me.
Yeah.
As in, you've got like different levels of damage, and presumably these give you minor debuffs. Is that?
Yeah, but this is our bad, because we didn't read it. Well, I didn't read it. I was running the game. My fault. Didn't read it properly. So I was running it so that you get hit, and if you get hit again, you're staggered. If you get hit again, you're incapacitated. It's totally wrong. Okay. Totally wrong. We realised in the last half of the last fight, when basically one of the characters, the martial artist, was just completely ineffective.
Yeah.
And we were trying to work, that's why we were thinking, we're doing something wrong. There's no way one of the pre-gens in this thing would be so utterly ineffective. We're doing it wrong. What are we doing wrong? And then we figured it out, is that you don't just like go from one to the next to the next. It has this degrees of success thing. So for every 5 points by which you exceed a damage sort of threshold, you take the more serious one along, but you can take each one multiple times. So you could have like 2 or 3 hits, but 2 hits doesn't mean you're staggered. It means you've got 2 hits which stack on each other, sort of thing. So that's what we were doing wrong. And once we realized that, the martial artist, suddenly it was like, oh, now I get it. Okay, so the martial artist now is able to affect things. Okay, fine. So that was kind of the experience we had. I mean, we enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, we enjoyed it. I think we had fun. It was, I had to wing quite a lot of it. It's a very, very complex game in a 3-hour one shot in a busy environment. There was no way we were going to delve into every single rule in the book. So a lot of it I winged, or just drew on sort of GMing experience to wing and assume I knew how certain things. Obviously, it goes initiative +2 on someone's stat block. You know how that works. I don't have to look it up. But then again, that's what I thought about the damage. Oh, I know how that works. I have to look that up. No, I was wrong. I did have to look that up. So assumptions and all that.
It feels like it was like quite something that was quite attractive to you as a concept.
Yeah.
You do at some level want to do superhero gaming.
Yeah. But I'm not saying I wouldn't use Mutants and Mastermind. What I would say, I would not use this playtest document as a quick start. That's all I'm saying. It's not what it's
Well,
designed for, and that's what we tried to do, and it didn't really work in that sense.
So
which
really,
in hindsight, that's pretty obvious. But to be fair, I cannot say that I would not have made the same incorrect assumptions that you did, that there would be a quick start, that there would be adventure.
See what? Mutants Masterminds
games.
needs a starter box. It really does.
Oh, yeah.
I'd play the hell out of that. I would
I'm
play
sure
the
they
hell out
have
of that.
one for 3rd edition. I'm sure they
I don't
do.
think they
have
have. I think they might have a quick start. I don't think they've got a starter box.
So I guess
if they,
the summary for this is, if you're looking to get into Mutants and Masterminds, the place to jump in is not this 4E playtest. Either jump in to the 3rd edition quick start to try that out, or wait until 4th edition is out proper for it.
But one of the other problems we have is very much a referential game, where you look up one thing and it will refer you to 2 other things, and you go to those things and they'll refer you to something else. And we notice that particularly in the conditions. It'll be like, someone who is staggered is, I mean, I'm making these up now because I can't remember the exact details, but someone who is staggered is hindered and stunned. Oh, okay. So now I have to look up hindered and stunned. And I go to hindered, and he goes, someone who is hindered is restrained. You know, I'm exaggerating it slightly there for comedic effect, but, and that's not the exact right details. It's just, you know, but that's kind of the problem that we kept running into, an awful lot of referring you elsewhere rather than having, whereas in 5e, which I do appreciate, is you look at any condition and it's some bullet points, and that's everything you need to know about the condition is right there. That I liked about 5e.
Yeah. And even that has some bits and bobs which often need like a little bit of elucidation. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So I think, you know, with the playtest document not having any monsters in it, not having a adventure with it, you know, we kind of set up to fail in the first place. We weren't prepared for it. We were using the wrong tool for the wrong job. But I will say, I didn't dislike it. Don't get me wrong, I didn't dislike it. I think if they put out a starter box or something, I'll buy it and I'll play it. I will.
So it was a bit of a ropey, rough ride, but you know, you're not put off the system. You can see that there's a lot to learn, and it's got something that appeals to you on a fundamental level. You're like, okay, I like a
crunchy system. You know, I like a crunchy system. It is a lot more crunchy than 5e.
Yeah.
Like if you're a person that thinks 5e is quite crunchy and you're looking for something simpler, steer clear of this. If you're like me and you quite like a bit of crunch, then maybe take a look.
Yeah,
I mean, there's certainly lighter superhero systems. I mean, Steve Kenson, who makes Mutants and Mastermind, also makes Icons, which is a much lighter superhero system. So he's got you covered both ways. Or you've got the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game system, which is out now.
Projects, but I mean, like I've probably got like 2-3 books myself on like things I first said, I should run superheroes, before realizing I don't actually enjoy running superhero games.
Well, the thing for me, and I've said this quite a few times, superhero games for me don't work as a campaign. They work as a one-shot or for a mini campaign. You know, an adventure. But it's a dip in.
The more you think it's more suited for film level experience than a mini series or like, you know, a TV style thing.
No, I'd say more like a cartoon episode.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, an episode of The Amazing Spider-Man or the X-Men or something like that. That's kind of my ideal dip in and dip out of Mutants and Masterminds or superhero gaming in general. I would do sort of like a 2 to 3 episode arc or something, but I don't think I'd do sort of like a 6-month game like you do with D&D. That's what I mean by that. Or Pathfinder, yeah. And partly because the superhero genre isn't really about sort of like zero to hero advancement, which admittedly a lot of other role-playing games aren't either. Call of Cthulhu isn't either. Lots aren't. But
you start at the bottom and you stay there. That's the Call of Cthulhu way.
Yeah. Whereas with Mutants Masterminds, you selected your power level for the setting, whether it's power level 10. That's the power level you're going to be. You're not going to go from a peasant to a superhero like you do in D&D. You're setting it at power level 7. You're going to be power level 7 sort of thing.
You start off as 4K, you stay as 4K. You start off as 4, you stay as 4. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like obviously room within that bracket, but very little social mobility between brackets.
Yeah, I mean, you do improve within that. You earn
Yeah.
power points, and you can spend those power points on stuff, but it's not enough to sort of take you up. Yeah. In the way that D&D does.
Understood. Yeah.
But that makes sense within the genre. You don't see Superman leveling up, really, do you? He's always basically the same power level. You know,
Which is
Sometimes
awesome.
emotionally.
I guess.
Yeah. I think you're doing a different experience. It's not so much the power fantasy that is classed as heroic fantasy with the D20 games. It's more about the stories that you're telling and the hard ethical choices, which I know it sounds very knobby of me, but it's actually why I quite enjoy some comics. It's like I'm actually there because I really like the moral and ethical dilemmas, and like trying to find the right path in a difficult situation is something that I find very interesting.
Exactly. You have all the power. How are you going to wield it? And how are you going to deal with those consequences?
If Superman can fight the problem, Superman wins. It's like, how does Superman resolve the situation without the use of power overall?
Or you could just watch the latest Superman film where everyone can beat Superman up, including his own dog.
Oh, damn. Wow. Okay.
He's basically like, I don't know, he's reminds me of Rocky. You know, like Rocky just keeps getting beaten up, but he just keeps going and wins at the end. That's kind of what Superman does in the latest Superman film.
Okay, so he's not going full Worf, which was always a bit of a joke. An alien turns up, oh, how tough is it? Well, it's just decked Worf in one shot. Worf always gets decked in one shot.
Yeah.
He never has a chance to show he's tough.
The Marvel films had the same problem with the Hulk as well. They just had everyone beating the Hulk up. Like Iron Man beat the Hulk up and Thanos beat the Hulk up. And it's like every time you want to show someone's tough, have them beat the Hulk up. And it's like, but can't Hulk beat someone up for once?
I mean, he gave Loki a beating, but...
That's true. And that was funny.
Yeah.
That was an iconic beating. Yeah. That was one iconic beating. I approved of that immensely. Yeah. Puny God. Yes. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Right. So that was Mutants and Masterminds playtest report as it was. I mean, like I said, it's not a deep dive into the system. It was a 3-hour playtest of it, treating it as a quick start. Kind of failing to do so, but having fun. And my takeaway was I would play a starter set of it, and I would buy one, and I would play it.
Nice. Well, there we go.
Yeah. All right. I think we are pretty much, because there wasn't a lot of news this week.
Is that all we have time for?
Well, not quite. We've got one last thing, because we've got a Kickstarter coming up soon.
We do.
We mentioned it last week. We'll mention it again this week.
Yes.
So the What's Old is New Bestiary. We'll be hitting Kickstarter very, very soon. Lots and lots of monsters for your What's Old is New system. Someone in the chat while we were talking about the Mutants and Masterminds playtest Damien mentioned I bought Hypercore 2099 to do superheroes in Wine. So here we go. Well, a little segue into Wine there. Thank you for that. Right. So have we got a date, Jess?
Not a fixed date. September is the current date, but the pre-launch page is up, so you can follow it.
Yeah. And you can have a quick look at a couple of stat blocks there from the Cyber Beasts section. So we've got a Cyber Snake and a Cyber Spider there.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to be Miss Muffet with one of those around.
No.
Unless you were a Cyber Muffet.
Little Miss Cyber Muffet. Yeah.
Yes.
Even then, like sitting on her Cyber Tuffet, eating her Digicurds and I don't know, E-Way.
Yeah.
Cyber curds.
If you want that particular Cyber Little Miss Muffet is not in the book, but chapters 4 and 5 talk you through how to create your own thing from scratch or modify existing ones. So if you do want one, you can have one.
Yes, it's quite a heavily structured way, like more so than say D&D 5e or something, way of creating monsters. So you can literally go through it and create a monster from scratch using the tables and numbers and stuff, and get the entire monster rather than, because the 5e way is kind of benchmarks and guidelines and a bit of winging it, isn't it? It's a bit of a combination of those.
Yeah, 5e monsters do not lend themselves well to systematic points-based work.
No.
Yeah, basically, it's like
you just have to eyeball it, really.
Jessica, what's the name of that stuff that they put at the back of a, like sort of a backdrop? But it looks like a house.
A
but
green
it's not a real
screen?
House.
I
No,
don't
more
know.
old-fashioned than that. It's like it looks like a house, but it's like it's like plywood on the other side. A facade. Yeah, it's like a facade.
Oh, I see what you mean, like a on a stage.
Scenery, like
sort of. It's like I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's a facade.
mise
It's like
en
it's
scène.
facing towards you, and then like or behind the scenes, it's just like all gaffer tape and super glue holding it together.
Yeah,
and hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean they work. They work but like from the back end, they are not maybe the most mechanically satisfying and elegant things I've ever looked at.
Yeah. Well, What Sorters Do is a lot more sort of robust in its mathematics. I'm not saying D&D isn't robust in its mathematics, but if it is, they don't present that information directly to you.
Yeah,
the GM.
D&D is benchmark and story driven. Like no,
like
but
What Sorters Do will
to a target, whereas What Sorters Know you could create something and say, well, I don't know what this is, but I know exactly what this is because I made it. But like it is what it is, rather than producing a challenge rating X monster.
Yeah, well, with What Sorters Do, you'll sort of decide what challenge rating you want, or its dice pool you want, and then you'll select its size, and you'll select its type, and that will already give you. Now you know that it's a size Titanic mechanoid. You already have a bunch of stats already given to you from that, because you look that up and you go, okay, well, it's got that strength and it's got that, then it's got that. Then you select some abilities for it and things like that. So the various things that you select create the numbers. Yeah. And it's all quite robust and quite solid. And
it gives a lot of consistency. Because if you see like a giant spider from the Wild Wild West, say, and then you have like some mecha spider from 2099, there will be some similarities of form and function that you could anticipate.
But they'll have different stats, and their book will actually tell you what those different stats are. And also you choose a role for it. There's a number of roles as well. So, depending on what type of, what the creature's role in the combat is, it will have different stats. So it's quite solid in that. So that's about half the book. Maybe not half, about a third of the book is creating and customizing monsters, and then the other 2/3 is just lots and lots of monsters from all different genres.
Yeah, sounds fun,
and it's gorgeous. It's very, very pretty. Yeah, and that's coming next month. And that's it. That's us done, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the end of the show. Sad times.
Indeed.
But don't worry, we will return next week.
Yeah, whether people are pleased about that or not, I don't know. But we will be back next week, whether you want us to be or not. We will be back.
I'm pleased about it. Imagine.
So we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for coming along. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Remember, we're streaming live on Fridays, 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
Yes, and tomorrow I am going to be doing a live stream at 3:15 UK time, which will be 10:15 Eastern, for a charity stream. Don't date your hex. Twitch.tv/The8 Dungeon. There's a full day of Twitch programming. So if you find yourself with nothing better to do, and you're like, I want to watch some quite talented people do some streaming, I can certainly recommend the early shows by the dreaded GM. They'll be worth a watch, who will later be appearing as a player with me. So there we are.
What's this? I'll stick it in the show notes. What's this show called?
Dating Your Hex.
Dating Your Hex, and it's twitch.tv/D8 Dungeon.
Yes. Yeah, we got Get Hex. Oh, sorry, I believe it's called Get Hexed. I don't know. I got Dating Hex from, and the game I'm in is called You Can't Surf with Us.
Okay.
Well, there we are.
Well, I'll stick that in the show notes so people can find
Thank
it.
you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Fabulous.
And on that note, let's get out of here. Let's go and do a weekend.
Woo! Yay!
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All the tabletop role-playing news. We aim to amuse and we aim to enthuse. And Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG. Doggy.